but
And then again, the problem is, there's a lot of issues with just teaching or jobs in general, but at the moment, and still, it's probably the least objectionable path to getting what I want, which is, peace, money.
All I want is peace.
Your time, whatever it is.
Right.
But sometimes you do question yourself. You can see why people want to become entrepreneurs and stuff, but I mean, unless you become extremely successful, like here owning your own business, just, you're never off.
And that's the thing is like that's what we're trying to do here, and it's tough. It's not, I've started trying to make a video game, and it's really, really hard. And I knew it was hard, and it's hard because I don't have the skills. Like, I can teach game design as far as like, okay, this is how we map our time. This is how we, try and. This one required a heartbreaking decision. Sure. So I can teach all of those kind of like the ideas of it, just like I can teach math.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to take math and then apply it. It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I was able to, but I'm not. Sure.
Yeah.
And then that, I had that conversation with one of my the girls walking out to soccer, and she was like, "Isn't there like an adage that like people who can't do teach?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I am the epitome of that. Like, I won't lie to you.
You're almost dead.
I have no idea what these keys.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I have no skills or anything that I gained from actually going to college.
Yeah. Well, right, and the thing was, is like, and so making a game, it's like it takes skills that I just don't have. Like, I don't have coding skills. I know how to direct someone who has coding skills, but I don't. But I need to find that person who has coding skills, and I don't have them. And I can't find anyone who will dedicate the time to do it. I mean, how many times did it take me to find you and Tyler to finally do this?
Yeah.
And it's like, and hopefully one day we will see the fruits of this labor. But as of yet, we haven't.
No, and I mean, I'd imagine we got maybe 18 to 24 months to see if that will pan out, and then the world's just gonna completely burn because I cannot see things staying together up until the election.
Well, and especially things are just going to be so much different. They're going to be so much more different than what life is right now. It has to be, man, because like people are not going to continue to be run over. We've talked about this. Like, in my opinion, that's so many.
Cells, dang.
In my opinion, like we're right, primed to have some kind of, revolution, and whichever side does it or is, how many people participate it will be, something to, I guess, look at, and it's hard to know exactly, but you're not gonna stamp on people's freedoms or the things that they believe are freedoms for as long as you have without ramifications. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's enough common ground for people to really rally around.
Oh, for sure not. For sure
so,
not.
I mean,
I don't have any common ground with a lot of like people from California. What common ground do I have? Other than being like an American, but being an American is not enough anymore. Like, that's what we used to have, right? We used to have, we're all Americans. We don't have that.
No, we don't have that, and we don't have the desire of God. I mean,
Right.
I heard on the radio on the way over that they're taking down statues of George Washington in New York.
Yeah.
So I mean, that bodes well, because when you erase somebody's history, that works well in 1984, Brave New World, Hunger
Right.
Games, any post-apocalyptic movie that's ever been created, you know, when you take away the history, what happens?
Right.
Communist China, North Korea, Russia, Cuba. I mean, I could go on forever, baby.
Right.
Little Mo with the gippy leg.
Now I can use it 2 times.
Anyway, I don't know. We usually try to stay away from politics. It's mostly
Well, yeah, because again, like we get dragged into it. This, like we keep getting dragged into it. Just like as we were just talking about, we shouldn't probably listen to that radio. We shouldn't. Like we should be just doing stuff like this, like watching football and hanging out and doing our best and going to church and talking about God and. Because all the other stuff, because we don't affect it at all anyways.
Yeah, but
what do I affect?
Can you actually watch things now without being affected by stuff?
Well, now that the Utes aren't in the Pac-12, you can. And that was admittedly one of the biggest reasons I wanted them to move. Because, like, what does it matter to me, like, what conference they're competing in? Like, they'll do good or bad, they'll win and lose. Like, this year is a good example of, you know, we're hoping to get Cam Rising back, but this is a good example of, like, had he left, our quarterback would be who we have now, and we'd be in a rebuilding year. And they've done really well despite the issue that he's a freshman. But that's just the normal growing pains of football. Like, that happens every year to every 2 bunches of teams. Like, you have your star, he moves on, and you know, or he's hurt, like in our case, and then you go through the aches and pains of a freshman again. You know, that is a common theme in sports.
So is he going to be back, you think, for the UCLA game?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything, and it's just like I think.
So who do they have starting right now?
Nate Johnson, I believe, is his name, and he's fine. He's doing a good job. He's running the offense. He's big. He's strong. He's super fast. Like he was a track athlete, so he ran the 100, I think in 10:4 or something like that.
Oh wow!
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but it was really fast. Like he's really fast, and so it's like it's been really fun to watch him. Like, and for me, I feel like if you watch sports like that, you really what do I do with that? Oh, okay, that's what I do. Have more bones.
Everybody has bones in these games.
Yeah, He-Man. No, He-Man.
I've seen that a lot today for some reason. Yeah, He-Man, these people can't drive.
It's because they can't.
I know. Because there's another common thread. It's just like, do you trust people? My daughter's driving. Oh.
Well, I mean, I just had that instance, right? We had the Google Fiber guy come, and I come in the room, and I'm like, where's my PS4? And I'm like sitting there thinking, did he steal it? And it's like, you know, I don't mean to like be so cynical, but I'm just like, I didn't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm like freaking out because it's, you know, one thing that I really struggle with is like people doing anything with my property. Like if it's my property, you don't touch it. Like, I'm very giving, as you know as well. I share my food in my fridge, like my home. I'll give you the straw off my back, but it's because I choose to give it to you. If you take it, no. Like that's something I will struggle with my whole life.
More politics, you know. They were talking about property taxes again, and I agree. I have no idea how they got property taxes into it because this is the most dishonest, immoral thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you actually never own anything. So, I mean, we have the World Economic Forum looking to have us own nothing and be happy, right? And this is why we don't have any viewers, because we say keywords that the algorithms, like, block us from getting out there.
Right.
You know, Klaus Schwab, George Soros, Merrick Garland, DOJ injustice. That's right, I'm hitting all the keywords.
All the keywords.
Eventually, your computer screens are just gonna go.
Just break down. A black hole will form. It's like, wow, they really stepped up their game.
And we're gonna have Big Brother pop up and he's like, "You are doing illegal thought crime, thought crime."
How dare you? How do I use this key?
Put in the door.
Good, thank you, Kim. Very good.
Can't open it from here.
Appreciate your as we open from somewhere else. I appreciate your contributions to this channel. Well, you put it in the door, duh. You moron. Thank you.
You gotta equip it?
I don't think the key goes to that door, I guess. So, but I didn't really.
Are you supposed to
I guess
be at
I'm
the
going
castle
this.
right now?
I guess I'm going this way. Yeah, like the game, you shouldn't really think of it that way, if that makes sense. Like, we are where we're at, and if you're good enough, you can do it.
Okay.
And so, like, if you can dodge well enough, you're golden. Now, oh, there's a door.
It's not gonna open.
It never opens.
Haha, we're open.
All right, so now I'm just going back and back and back and back and back and back and.
You turn into something else? Are you like a wispy shadow now, or a gas fume?
No, I think that's it. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I went invisible somehow.
You don't look like.
Oh yeah, so if I don't swing, I go invisible. That's cool. That's good to know. That's neat. Neat.
All my observations don't suck.
Yeah, just most of them.
I know.
Just the one that involves politics.
Yeah.
That's why we shouldn't talk about it.
No, we should run for office instead.
Oh, Cam, why would we do that?
You think anybody would actually vote for me?
I would.
Thank you.
You have my vote.
But I don't know. To be honest with you, how would you be able to have the, you know? Oh, cool.
Okay.
Like the ability
Neat.
to stick up to that kind of scrutinism. It looks like you can. Yeah. It looks like Metroid stuff.
Did it, Cam. We figured things out. We're figuring this game out.
Hey, all right.
Look at us. Look at us not being dummies.
And look, I'm stupid because you didn't even have to put the key in the door. It just opened.
Yeah. I found the switch. Oh, we did it. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Want to do finger guns? Uh-oh. You're gonna make me. Oh, I don't have to.
I'm gonna try your way out of there.
Open up.
Ooh.
Oh, it's Alucard.
Why are you here?
Why are you here? Well, because I'm trying to help, bro. Love your hair.
You look a bit cartoony though. Oh, what happened?
Licking me by accident. It's true, it does not look as dope as Symphony of the Night. Understand where you are, and we don't have the time to linger on the specific. Just know that my father's about to come back to life. We have to stop that from happening at any cost. Deal. Being in this castle, we'll debate how best to fight him. Oh, and if you come across a Belmont, ask him to do his accursed job. Okay. Calm down.
Is that helpful at all?
Yeah, it's story building.
Ah.
Such a beautiful shield. I shall try it on a skeleton.
Is he saying that? I thought he couldn't talk.
Yeah.
He's just gonna steal stuff?
Try it on a skeleton. Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, card shield. Let's see. Die. Take the elevator, get inside the castle quickly. Okay. Where's the elevator? This?
Now go that thing? Right
This? It is!
there? Yeah.
Huzzah! Oh. Oh,
That seemed unhelpful.
that was scary.
Tower of Terror. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I don't know. Some
I just don't know anymore.
I know. Yeah, like, you tell your daughter that you wouldn't support Disney and you don't really want to go to Disneyland, but she loves it.
I mean, I'm going to Disney, and I'm happy to go to Disneyland, right? But I know what you're saying. But I am nervous about being in California. I don't want to be in California.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Hello? A lot of spikes on the side.
Very true.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Guess it doesn't matter. Oh, somebody said Ahsoka was good to watch.
Okay.
And I was like,
Well, that's what I mean. Is like
I don't
people
know.
like they made the show that for people, and some people like the shows they're making. The problem is it's not the people that originally made all these shows popular, like made them the millions of dollars, billions of dollars that they made, and they decided to crap all over those people. And then they, for whatever reason, they didn't realize that if they really were about making profits, you shouldn't have alienated the people, the majority of the people that do want to watch your shows, that will make them profitable, that do like them. Like they just totally made the wrong play. And it's fine. Like you know, do you, boo. Like you do you. But they are
losing money?
terrible movies. Oh yeah. Yeah, they like, and the thing is it's not even necessarily that they lost like money on every movie, but they definitely did not make what they expected, and two, they have it just continues to fall, because it's like, okay, you start with Miss Marvel, and it's like she's like just awful to deal with, all that kind of stuff, right? And no one seems to like her. She has a really hard time with her co-workers, on and on and on. Okay, so that's where that was. So, okay, so took the elevator.
You gotta go higher.
Yes.
Take me
But
high now.
it says I'm gonna go down from there. So,
All the way.
oh. And so, but so then you're like, okay, that's fine, one off, because it still made money. And you're like, okay, like, yeah, it's not great what she said about us, but we'll be fine. Like, we'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. But then that stuff just keeps happening. And then it's like, oh, you're not going to give us characters that actually follow the comics. Oh, you're not actually going to give us characters that are strong and smart and worth like rooting for. Oh, okay. So and then you're going to gender swap everyone, and then you're going to race swap everyone. So you're gonna follow this agenda. Like you're honest to goodness gonna do this thing that is obviously bad for the brand, obviously bad for yourselves, but you're just gonna go ahead and do it anyways, huh? And so then when you get to like the next stuff, you're like, okay, we've had enough. Like we're done. We're done with this. We've had enough. We need to move on. And so now there's just a lot of fatigue about this whole thing. Like when, like I thought Blue Beetle looked so good. Like I really did. I was super excited for it. And then while I was watching the trailer,
Blue Beetle.
it's a superhero movie from DC. And so, man, do those take a ton of health away from you. But so I was watching it and I'm like, okay, cool. Like this looks interesting. And then they, at the very end of it, they're like, I hate Batman. Batman's a fascist. And I'm like, never mind. Like, no thanks. And then it just becomes like,
why?
I don't need the characters that I love crapped on. Like Batman is my favorite superhero, and then I also don't need to pretend that I like things that just aren't good. And so, and the thing is I don't have the money to pretend or to be able to like go and watch these shows. Like I have to be really picky and choosy, just like with games. Like I would love to be able to play every game that ever existed and give an honest opinion on it. Maybe I can one day if this really turns into something. But until that day happens, I'm kind of stuck where I'm at, and I have to be picky and choosy about stuff. And you know, and movies are the same thing. So like, am I gonna go watch Thor: Love and Thunder? No, it's not meant for me. And so, and that's okay. Like they can make whatever movies they want. They don't have to care about what I think. But then they also won't get the money that I want to pay them, because I want to pay them to watch good stuff. And so then I just move on.
I also think that there's an oversaturation of things.
Oh, for sure. That also happened. Because we gotta remember that, like, we had, you know, Iron Man, and then Iron Man 2 came out like way later.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to do things like constantly through and through and through.
Tons of theory.
Like month after month almost. And it's like we're tired, guys. Like, what makes something special? Scarcity does sometimes make things special.
Yeah. And I was thinking about this because as I watch different series and here's the series, I'm just like, we've really, the internet and all this stuff, all this binge watching really did us a disservice, right? Because they used to drop a whole season right at once, right?
Yeah.
And then people will binge watch it, but that is dumb as well because then you have to wait a whole year. And now they're doing the same thing that network televisions used to do, but now it's not free.
Right.
And now we're like paying for the stuff that we used to do for free, having to wait. Right now we're paying to wait instead of at least having it over the airways free, and we did that to ourselves. Now, sure, there's a lot of content, but I mean, that's what you do now is you watch other shows while you're waiting for it. And most of the time, my rule is I don't want to watch a series until it's done.
No, and I think that's fair. And the thing is like, because there's so many things to go about, going back to like, can't play all video games, you can't watch all different TVs, like, all those things are true. Let's go. Let's try this out. Let's be a ninja, basically. Okay. Never gonna get it. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Hurt you.
Oh, we're gonna get blocked from that too. I know that there's gonna be a whole like
Yay!
flipped content of us just not making any noise because they cut it out. But yeah, we probably,
and we have. So that's really the progression that makes the most sense, is that now I have more flasks, and that's how I'm gonna be able to like do better and better and better. Yes, they're me, haha. Oh, they are me. I keep dying. I don't need it. Well, that's a first.
So yeah. What new topics do you come up with when you're not talking about new stuff? Because we have done this before, these tropes, and I try not to realize it more and more as I watch stuff. But I'm just like, if I thought about this, I shouldn't watch this show. But it's just like, a lot of this isn't geared towards me, and it does seem like it's a concerted effort to promote certain characters, etc.
Oh, well, it is like that, and that's why.
No matter what show you watch, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's why I say it's like, I think it's great that, like, say your daughter loved some of those movies that I think are not, and like I would say, not even just like the political anything like that. They're just simply not good movies. Like, they're not well written. The characters are bland. They have obviously destroyed like that's why Chris Hemsworth, for example, won't do Thor anymore unless Taika Waititi is not a part of it, because he's ruined his character.
Yeah. And
he should feel that way. They have ruined his character. Avenger Thor, so good. Yeah. Any other Thor, just awful. Just awful.
Yeah, there's a reason why you got Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Right.
Because I mean, he's an amazing specimen.
Right.
Cool guy, funny, good looking, tall, looks like him. You know what I mean?
They were right, exactly. Like their casting was spot on.
Yeah.
Like, for if we're giving them at least some credit, perfect. And that's what I mean, that's great. That's great. I love that someone likes it. I have no problem. I don't care to like crap on people who like stuff. I don't like that. I don't like doing that myself. That's also like my whole thing with BYU now. It's like I'm trying to not, because I don't like to be a curmudgeon. I don't like make people feel bad for the things they like, and that's great. True. As long as it's like moral.
Should I goad you then?
Sure.
what do you think about the win versus Arkansas?
So BYU,
Like, are they pretty good? Like, I don't know.
BYU is a good team. Okay, so good, yes. Are they great? That I still, there's still more to be desired as of yet. Are they good? Yeah, like a good team. Good teams like take their lumps during the game and then find ways to win.
Like, I was surprised that they won, because I haven't really seen a lot of great, good things out of them.
Well, and they
Damn, it sounds cool.
what they definitely made Arkansas pay for the mistakes that Arkansas made. So like Arkansas was up by 10, they had 4th and 1, and for some reason they did an inside handoff when they have a quarterback that's like, I think he's like 6'5" and like 240 pounds. It's like, just sneak the ball, dummies. Or just even hike it just to him and let him run through if you're gonna do it in shotgun. But so that was a mistake by Arkansas. Then they're still down by 10. They march down. Kalani makes, in my opinion, a bad call, and he calls a fake field goal kick, a fake kick, and they get stopped, but they lucked out because the play clock had already expired. So then, even though the play went through and he did get stopped, they blew it dead without anyone knowing. So then they get the second chance and they kick the field goal. Still down by 7. They just keep, Arkansas just decides to just keep making bad plays. They drop balls. So Arkansas did not play a good game, but good teams beat teams that make mistakes. And the thing is, sometimes you win games because the other team make mistakes, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all.
That's
like
the game.
They deserve. That's the game.
That's the game. I mean,
that's what it is.
I hate people that comment on that. Like I read a few comments like so, but I'm doing a lot less. I'm just like, I can't go to it. Just don't go to it, because I mean.
Oh yeah, that's why Trevor tells me don't go to Twitter, Mike. You'll hate it.
I don't necessarily get riled up, but I'm just like,
I do.
I just kind of like shake my head. I'm just like, really? Is that what everybody thinks? And sometimes I also get tired of like I don't know if it's false or people really trying to be better. Just be like, let's root for all in-state teams. Good job, guys. Which is great, right? But it sounds
trite.
Yeah, patronizing, but
Well, and that's why, like, for someone like me, it's like, if you know me and you know like how I felt and feel, it's like, oh, Mike's actually trying. Like, he's actually like, it's not trite for him. Like, he's genuinely trying. So like, my kids were up, and I was like, why did you do that during that fake kick? And Avery and Jamie were like, what team do you want to win? And I'm like, the blue team, the team with the Y. And so it's like, so they're being like introduced to it, which is great, and they're seeing that I'm genuinely trying to like root for everyone, and it's the school. Because like, if they go to school, I'm telling you, I don't know if there's going to be any other school, and BYU itself has some things they have to fix even, and they're on their path to fixing it, which is good, makes me happy. But I think that's the only school my kids are going to be able to go to because of who they are and who they're going to be. And so it's like, I want them to go to that school. And so, and I don't make any bones about it. My family, they were not happy this last we always go to my parents' house to eat and to be together and celebrate birthdays if there's a birthday in that month. And they didn't do anything, but they definitely don't agree with my assessment of wanting my kids to go to BYU. And they're diehard Ute fans like I am, but they hate BYU, and I don't want to hate BYU anymore. I don't want hate in any way, shape, or form. Especially about something that's so stupid and dumb.
Yeah, and that's a great place to
start. That doesn't matter.
I mean,
it doesn't matter if like, why should I hate a football team?
Right. If you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, then that is something our prophet, the prophet of the world, right, has asked us to do, and that is to get tension out of our lives.
Right.
So what better place than in a sports? Because I mean, as much as sports are fun, it really doesn't mean anything. Like,
and Jamie, he taught, you learn from the mouth of babes, right? I was watching the Utes and Baylor, and that there was a play where a guy hit the quarterback late, and it was a really bad play. It was obvious, and I yelled at the TV, and it made, Jamie really anxious. He's just a 6-year-old little boy, and he was like, "Why do you get so mad?" And I was like, so then we had a discussion about it. I was like, Jamie, if I can't handle myself, I shouldn't watch it. And he's like, yeah. And it's like, and I told him, but you know what? It's good to try, because if we, like, I love watching football. It's my favorite sport to watch. I love this time of year. And, like, I just love football in general. Like, people might think I love baseball. It's like, no, I love football. And especially the Utes and the Cowboys. That's what I do. That's my thing. Like, I love it. And so I was like, but it's good for us to keep doing this so that we can try and get better and prove that we can handle it. And so I was like, but if I can't, then I should stop. And we had a good conversation about it. And that's the thing, is like, I don't want Jamie to grow up the way I grew up. Thinking people were, dumb or getting in stupid fights because of Utah and BYU. I literally want him to be able to say, yeah, I'm a Utah fan first, but I like BYU too. I am above this stupid rivalry and making other people feel bad because of the team they root for. That's what I want him to be taught. That's what I want him to know that I taught him.
Yeah.